black inmate suddenly noticed something was off during observation. He realized a guard had secretly left a key with a white inmate. The white inmate quickly used it to unlock his cuffs. He grabbed a tool and started moving toward them. Right away, he sensed danger. The situation spiraled into chaos in an instant. They wanted to step in and help, but their hands and feet were chained down. Meanwhile, the guards just stood back and watched. In the end, they could only watch their companion get killed, but it did not stop there. The white inmate then went after 3 more people. Nick nearby rushed in to stop him. He forcefully took the man down. Both of them were filled with anger. They began striking the fallen inmate without holding back. At that moment, the guards rushed in quickly. They sprayed pepper spray and subdued both of them. It turned out in this prison, even the guards were part of the white gang. They had already made deals with the white inmates. Their goal was to weaken the power of people of color. Unfortunately, the leaders of the 4 major gangs had all been transferred into this prison, back in their old territory. The Black Crips had always been on top. After arriving in this new place, the gang started fighting for control again. To strengthen their voice inside the prison, the Black Bloods took the lead. They reached out to the Crips leader as a show of loyalty. Even though they had more people, the situation still did not look good for them. With guards backing them up, the white gang held a strong position that was hard to shake. The Mexican gang had also been eyeing power for a long time. The leader, Bonnie, knew he could not wait any longer. But before he could act, the guards working for the white gang tracked him down first, ignoring the objections of his head of security. They tried to take him away by force. Even though the captain wanted to protect Bonnie, he was new to the prison. He had no real authority against the higher-ranking guards. He could only watch as Bonnie was taken away. Soon after, Bonnie was brutally punished by the guards. Without any reason, they threw him into death row. From that moment on, a massive shift in power inside the prison began. That night, a white inmate walked up to the Mexican gang area. Without saying a word, he poured gasoline on their leader. Nick behind him calmly lit a lighter, then closed the door without hesitation. The Mexican leader was swallowed by flames. Bonnie heard the screams echo through the cells. A deep chill ran through his body. Mike became extremely worried after hearing the news, because Bonnie could be the next target. To keep his close friend safe, Mike brought his younger brother Kyle, who was a cop. They went to the white guard's home. He told his brother to wait outside. If he did not come out in 5 minutes, then take action. When he met the guard, he asked him to stop going after Bonnie. He said the prison was still in a fragile balance and warned him not to keep expanding the white gang's power. But the guard ignored Mike completely. He even told Mike to get out of his house. Just as he was about to attack, Kyle rushed in from outside. Kyle threw 2 heavy punches right away. The beaten guard quickly gave in. Mike did not hold back anymore. He gave the guard a final warning while he was on the ground, then turned and told his brother to leave with him. It proved that strength made people listen. The next day, Bonnie was released from his cell. The inmate took advantage of a court appearance to make his move. He deliberately stalled and ended up at the very back of the line. Right as the officers shut the door, he quickly slipped back into the now empty courtroom. Then he pulled off his prison uniform to hide the handcuffs and boldly walked out through the courthouse front entrance. But the strange part was, he did not risk escaping just to avoid prison time. He only wanted to go home and see his wife one last time. It turned out he had been set up by a white prison guard, and after injuring someone in self-defense inside prison, he got an extra 10 years. He believed he would spend the rest of his life behind bars, so he took the risk just to reunite with his family. What he never expected, however, was that his escape would shift the balance of power across the entire city. Not long after Raphael broke out, word quickly reached Mike. Realizing this was a rare opportunity, Mike immediately went to find the SWAT captain, Robert. He said he would bring the escaped prisoner back, but only if they allowed him to stay free for 1 day, because he needed to use Raphael's freedom to completely reshape the white gang and the Russian gang. Without hesitation, Mike drove straight to the black gang's territory. At that moment, Bonnie was telling his men to grab some food. Since they were being hunted by the police, they had to leave the city immediately. But just as his men stepped away, Mike suddenly showed up at the car with a deadly presence. It turned out Mike was fed up with outside forces, and the key piece of his entire plan was Raphael, who was still on the run, because he intended to have Raphael take out the white gang leader, Merle, then use the chaos to wipe out the Russian gang. That way, the underground power in Kingston would fall right back under his control. Thinking about expanding his influence in the city, Bonnie quickly agreed to work with him. After that, Mike went to the Russian gang's base and made up a story for their boss, Constantine. He claimed the black gang had already been eliminated by him and said he wanted to cooperate with the Russians moving forward. To show sincerity, he revealed that Bonnie had 6 six-figure military weapons in his possession and suggested Constantine ambush them during transport. That way, they could take out the Black Gang's armed force, while he could earn a middleman fee. The tempting offer was hard to turn down. Mike then approached the prosecutor to set things up. He promised to help capture the escaped Raphael, but in return, once everything settled down, they could not hold Raphael responsible for the escape. Because of their solid personal connection, the prosecutor eventually agreed to Mike's plan. After arranging everything, Mike officially began his cleanup operation. He gave Raphael the location of Merla and told him everything was already set up at the hospital, so all he needed to do was successfully eliminate Merle. Raphael immediately picked up clothes from a trash can, then disguised himself and slipped into the hospital. It seemed like Mike's plan was flawless, but unexpectedly problems appeared right at the start. Raphael quickly made his way into Merle's room, then pulled out a knife and walked toward the bed. But the moment he lifted the blanket, he realized the person in the bed was not Merle at all. Clearly, Merle had been prepared. Not only had he killed the man Mike arranged, he had also removed his cuffs and gone into hiding with the plan falling apart. Raphael quickly left the room. Meanwhile, Merle, hiding in the bathroom, had seen everything. To fulfill his promise of handing the fugitive back, Mike had to turn Raphael over to the SWAT team. Once news of the attempted hit on Merle reached the prison, his entire plan would be completely exposed.